Welcome back to SAGENEL TV, the place where we talk about everything that has to do with the everyday woman. Okay, we talk about love, relationship, marriage, culture, trends, sport, nation building, just everything that has to do with the everyday woman, especially leveraging on topics. But for us here, we analyze this topic, bringing out lessons and solutions that we can immediately apply to our lives, our communities, our nation, and ultimately the world, of course, for good. We are talking about a very interesting topic today. The BB Naija audition, public audition is on, and there are just a couple of Christians that I know will be wondering, should I go? Should I not go? Some people will go and audition, or they'll do the audition. Some people are going to go ahead to do the audition. But this is something I've always wanted to address for a while now. And I say for a while now because since I started actively following BB Naija in 2018, I've been distributing questionnaires. There are a lot of things I've done in terms of research when it comes to BB Naija. So for me, I don't just watch it, I also try to do research, understand how people think. Because if you don't know, I'm a certified and a professional counselor. So yes, I just have that interest of understanding people better. But you see, one thing I realized by the time I shared some of these my questionnaires that I've been sharing over the past few years now is that a lot of Christians watch these things. And yes, there are a lot of arguments that come out when BB Naija comes out. Things like, hey, we'll cancel this thing. Let us cancel it. We're sharing this petition to cancel it. But yet, at the end of the day, when people feel my questionnaires, that's a very important column that I make sure is there. A lot of people that watch it are Christians. So who is canceling? Who is watching? That one is a very different conversation entirely. So having said that, and as a person that is here to improve the lives of people, I realize that this is a space and this is a conversation that nobody has spoken about. So I'm like, you know what? Let me talk about it, because again, that's why I'm here. Why am I here? Of course, to talk about things that are different that nobody's talking about. And our question and what we're treating today is, should Christians go for BB Naija? The truth is, this video that I'm doing, as I'm doing it now, audition is going on. Christians are already auditioning. But let's still go ahead to say, should Christians go for BB Naija? And we'll just take this, let's say, about at least 5 quick points. Number 1, what is your why? If you're going to go for a Big Brother Naija show, what is your why? What is your reason? That is very important. You know, motives are the important foundations for how we should do a thing, and it really shows if we have pure hearts towards that or not. What is your why? Is your why? I once heard somebody that got into the house say something like, hey, there go no, or something. So is your why because you have low self-esteem and you want to prove to people that you can be something? Is your why because you want to get a bigger platform that they're going to use for positive impact? Is your why because there's a particular vision that you have in mind to get towards, and this is a channel towards getting that? What is your why? A lot of people do not have why when they go into the BB Naija house, and that's why there's a lot of drama going on. Few people have why, and I don't want to necessarily endorse anybody, but I may need to pick out some examples to talk about here before the end of this video. So what is your why? The second thing I'm going to talk about is, what is your goal? So when you go into the house, what really is your goal? What really is your goal for the place? What's your goal? What's your goal? So if people say, okay, the money, is the money why I'm here. That's why a lot of people sing in the diary room every week. So when you say it's the money, the money for what? The money because you want to show you're a millionaire, the money because you want to change the world, the money because you want to improve the world, the money because you want to help others. What is your goal? What is your underlying belief about influence, wealth, and success? Of course, this video is really particularly to Christians. What is your underlying belief? Do you believe that these things should come from God? I'm saying influence, wealth, and success. Or do you believe you are going to get influence, wealth, and success by hook or crook? What is your underlying belief about that? That is very important. That's very important, because If your belief is that, look, success, influence, and what is going to come from God. Now, when I say come from God, some people automatically think that you won't work hard. That's not what we're saying. But if you believe that it's going to come from God, then you allow God to really lead you on how you should go. And the question is it leading you toward Baby Naija, or are you just like, well, whatever, I'm just going to go? You need to be honest with you. Look, I'm helping you to be honest with yourself. You must be honest with yourself. You must be honest with yourself. There are things that you may do as a person, as a Christian, that may be unconventional, but these answers, you must have it. You must have it. For example, I believe that what I'm doing currently with SAGENEL TV is something that's unconventional in the Christian space, because people just leave it for some group of people who like gossiping. But you know what? I'm like, look, I'm the light of the world. I can't just I can't just leave that space. And I know that a lot of Christians consume this kind of content. So what can we do differently? And of course, here comes me. And that's why I'm in this space. So even if you're saying, oh, I believe that wealth, influence, and success comes from God, the question will now be, is he asking you to, or is he telling you to go to Baby Naija as a source towards that, as a channel towards that? Honesty is very important. What are your value systems? One thing that I've seen, at least before before the next edition comes, that I've seen in Baby Naija house that has been improved, is that they do not force a value system into. You see, the Baby Naija house over the years, I know from Baby Naija Africa, it used to be very somehow, but now in Baby Naija, there's been a lot of censorship. Of course, good for them and good for everybody. But I see the Baby Naija house as a space that will really reveal who you really are. Yes, so they are going to put out things like, so they'll put out drinks, they'll put out parties, they're going to put out all those things there, because they're just going to put it there. They feel that those are the target audience that are coming for the show, that have auditioned. But then the thing is, it should be a good testing ground for you if you are led to go there. Must you drink? Must you dress a certain way? Must you use swear words? Those are the things. When you are there on the screen with 247 camera on you, what kind of impact do you want to choose to exude out to the viewers that are watching? Those are you can't say you are a Christian and you're not intentional or you're not strategic, because the truth is, life really rolls with an agenda. Life rolls with an agenda. So are you carrying the agenda of the kingdom of God there? What's your value system? Or you don't have, you think you have, you thought you have. And so when you go there, when a Christian goes there and she's sleeping around, you say, don't judge me. Look, you can't be saying people should not judge you and you say you are a Christian and you are doing things that are not Christian. Like, what is all this? Let's call what it is. Let's be honest with ourselves. It just shows that, look, maybe you are not really that Christian that you claim to be, and the Baby Naija house was a good testing ground. So for me, I see Baby Naija house as actually a good testing ground for people who claim that they are people of faith. What are you going to do with the influence, wealth, affluence, and everything that you get from the show? Because remember that our master, the King, God, is a God to whom, when much is given to a person, much is also expected, and it's a God that you will also give account to. So these questions I'm asking, they're questions that you should take seriously if you are thinking that you feel like you want to go for Baby Naija as a Christian. Well, if the world was to end today, and you say, okay, so you go to heaven, for instance, you are in the judgment space, what are you going to say? How are you going to communicate? So the truth is, when you had influence, you had people, what did you do? How did it benefit the kingdom of God, for example? So when I say, what are you going to do? The truth is, you should have an end goal. You can't just be there with uncertainty and you don't have an end goal. What is your end goal at the end of the day? And there are quite a number of people. I want to give kudos to. I can't believe that I can't remember his name now. But there was this guy that was in Baby Naija in Sisi's set. He was in Sisi's set, and Sisi, Toby, Alex. He wasn't drinking. Drinking wasn't his thing. And the truth be told, up until he left there, he didn't used to drink. I can't remember his name now. But anyways, yes, I remember his name now. Leo did not used to drink, and he just did not used to drink, and that was that for that, and he just did not drink until he left. And so a lot of people have also come up with, there are even guys, there are a lot of guys, there are some guys that said they were not going to have sex in the house across different sets, and they really stuck to that. There were guys that were like, you know what, I'm not going to just go around just touching women and all that, and they really kept to their word. And now in another Baby Naija housemate that I want to say, and please, this is not any form of endorsement, but I just have to give examples, because again, we're treating this is coffee. What your Instagram handle is a cup of coffee. I don't know if she answered these questions before she went in there, but she's someone that is out there right now with her Baby Naija influence. I know coffee because she went to Baby Naija. So that is, let's be practical, she picked up the influence from Baby Naija. But she does a lot. She does prayers, encouragement. She does all these things that are very faith-like. Very faith-like, of course, to a large number of people, but of course are very God-based. Whether she sat down and she asked these questions, I do not know. But I can see that she's very intentional with her influence. As a matter of fact, if you were not told that she came from Baby Naija, you would actually not know. Yeah, she's a kind of, she has branded herself in such a way that she doesn't have all those energy of the regular Baby Naija people fighting over bags, fighting over brands, fighting over followers, and you know, this war today, that war tomorrow. She doesn't, is not happening. Well, at the time of this recording, it hasn't happened. She's just having her influence, praying with people, putting an inspirational message, doing her thing, moving on forward. And I'm not saying she's perfect, you know. So please don't come and say, oh, like I said, it's not any form of endorsement, but I must give an example to what I'm saying. So this is the person that comes to mind. This is the person that I've thought about, that I think about, that went to the house and has come out now, and it's just not the regular. So you want to ask yourself these questions, and I'll conclude with this. You want to ask yourself these questions, and you really want to ask, at the end of your life, what dividends do you want to have, you know, accomplished? What do you want to have put out there? Because is it bag you want to be fighting over? Is it naked picture you want to be snapping? Is it, what are those things that, is it lies you want to be spreading? Is it competition? Is that what you want to live your life for? Some Baby Naija housemates actually cannot sleep anytime the next season is coming out. You know why? They cannot sleep because their own influence, they feel, is going to be reduced. So they do everything to try. And let me tell you what, people that are not loyal to you, that do not just follow you just because, you can't really hold them down. They're going to go. So some people are so fearful that, oh my God, the influence, that, let me grab it. The new season is coming now. Now, you better just stay at home. If you cannot answer these questions, at the end of the day, as a Christian, you must know that wealth, influence, success comes from God. And if you say that God is leading you into the Big Brother Naija house, you have to operate from that path, from that space, and you must also be able to answer these questions, be intentional about it, and let it show in your everyday life. Let it show in your everyday life. So there are things that, for example, that are inevitable in the house, like they say, oh, do a game, hide something about all these ones. You understand it's a game, it's not real life. At the end of the day, you understand it's a game. Everybody talks about it in the reunion. But when you're talking about real life values and standards, you cannot say that one is a game. It shows in the way you talk to people, it shows in the way you address matters, it shows in the way you, this whole relationship thing, you know, what you want to do, it just shows in everything. We can't even isolate any of that. And I want you to think about this. Like this video if you enjoyed it. This is a great time to also share it. The audition is going on, so share it. Say, guy, I know you want to audition for this thing. I want you to think about this first of all, okay? And now, finally, I will close with this. If you feel and you believe that God is sending you out for this, you may be misunderstood. But if you know that it's really God that is sending you out for this, for some sort of strategic move, influence for His kingdom, just go for it and be truthful. Be truthful. Do not live life on the edge, fearful, because at the end of the day, one of the wishes of the dying is that they wish they did things that they were afraid to do. Because at the end of the day, when you try, you find the outcome, you're like, oh, this is what it was. Oh, I didn't even know, you know, rather than you not trying at all. But just be very, very truthful. Be very grounded in your standards. That is very important. And just know that you're going to give account to the king. So if you're going to do this and you believe that is leading you there, then you should do it well. I have a lot of other things to say as well. I have a lot of other things to say as well, but I want people to remember that may feel that, oh, maybe should Christians be here? Should Christians not be here? To remember that Daniel served in Babylon. I will just if you go and find out that Daniel served in Babylon, and if you read about Babylon, if you research about Babylon, you know that is no small joke of the kind of sin that was going on there. So you can be in Babylon, but you can live as a person that is not of Babylon. And that is what Daniel and his 3 friends did. If this is your case, and using the BB Naija analysis as a case study, then of course, if you have God's backing, then God is with you. But if it is not your case, we're not talking to you in this video. So yes, I will end with that, and I think that you should think about this. Drop your comments on what you think. Share this video, like it, and I'll see you in my next video. But you can see me in the previous video. And we look forward to the analysis of the Big Brother Naija lockdown reunion. I'm SAGENEL, and it has been a pleasure spending time with you. Thank you so much, and bye for now.